Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Shall we see what's going on a lovely little island of Fawnhollow today? I don't know why I'm holding my controller so weirdly. I'm like holding it placed delicately in one hand like a Shakespearean play actor holds a skull. Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him well, Horatio. I don't know the rest of that line. Nor do I even know which Shakespeare play that comes from. I can't say my Shakespearean knowledge is all that good. I know the concepts, not concept. I know about Romeo and Juliet. We did Richard III in English class back on my GCSEs. Did I study something else? I think we did Midsummer Night Dream back in year 8. Can't really remember much else, and maybe that's for the best. Wait, hold on, that sounds very dismissive. Whatever, I don't know what I meant. Hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 2:31 PM on Sunday, April 18, 2021. Nothing really big to start, blah 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 blah, then a new week, woo! Thanks, Isabel. I was going to actually try and read out a message, but I just failed to comprehend the English words which were placed in front of my face, and that's what came out, so... Rach told me that she's given me more mush lamps, I believe. There she has. And as my mailbox, it's full up. Oh no. I need to start getting rid of some of these other things. Happy Home Academy, more like shmandme. That doesn't really make sense. Hello Vivian. My dear friend Han, I'm writing to you because we get along so well. I also want to tell you that I value open and honest communication. So please, if anything ever comes to mind, feel free to talk to me. I'm here for you. Talk soon, Vivian. Thank you. There's not much room in the mailbox for these. You're not wrong. How did you know how full my mailbox was? There are lots of funny jokes about mushrooms that will take time to grow on you. What? Report? No. I'm not going to report this. I want to leave empty messages though. Because what am I going to do with this? I'm going to report you for your terrible jokes. No, I'm joking. I love terrible puns, bad jokes, whatever. There's like a Tumblr blog like Bad Jokes by Jeff, and it's just full of fantastic jokes. That's what you should know. In case you were just like, oh man, I really feel like using Tumblr again after, and it seemed to have died out in the last 20 years or whatever. 20 years is a bit long, hold on. Not that many, maybe like 5 years. Just letting you know, Tumblr, it's still a thing. It's still going. Is much happening on it? I don't know. The only thing I see, the only interaction I have with it is basically, I browse it for, to see people's art sometimes. Some artists I follow still post stuff to that. And also, oh, what's up, Flip? And also most of it is just I'm subscribed to the Tumblr subreddit, which is just a strange scenario, but it's kind of just like having a best of Tumblr. There's so many blogs and stuff to look around on Tumblr. I don't want to look around everyone to see like some one quippy comment that someone's posted. Let someone else do that for me. So as we add some more candles to our little well, it's not really little, I suppose, a rather big in fact summoning circle. To add to the atmosphere, add to the spookiness. Spooky pooky skeletons send shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your skull and soul and seal your doom tonight. That's not the right place, is it? There we go. So there we go. We got a nice summoning circle open, I suppose. it's very symmetrical, I'm not gonna lie. Which I suppose is just part of the course of me. Forcing symmetry in all things, in that sort of place. Maybe we should water these black flowers as well so we can get more flowers going. We've got some more mush lamps. Should we have like a multicoloured... That's a shaved ice maker, it's not a mush lamp. I've been lied to. Maybe we should have like a forest of loads of different colours of mush lamps. That sounds quite nice. Let's do that. I just realised I forgot to do the KK Slider concert yesterday. How do I forget every single time? That's right. We don't need to do it because you know what? KK Safari is going to appear on our Nook terminal today. Yeah, no, Tumblr's a bit of a... It's a weird situation. I don't know. I'm trying to think. The average age audience, what? The average teenager, sorry, I meant to say, probably has not used Tumblr at this point, right? Tumblr, well, that's not the right thing. I want to buy customization kits. Because Tumblr had its heyday in was it early 2000s? It can't be right. Early 2010s, that sounds more reasonable, but I don't really know. And then, they had the whole explicit art exodus, and then, who bought it? It was like Yahoo or something. They bought it for like $1 billion or something, and then they sold it for like 100,000 or something. They shot themselves in the foot by not particularly reading what the community wanted and wanted to make it more advertiser friendly. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? I haven't even told you what's funny yet. There's this thing I read about Tumblr, how Tumblr users are extraordinarily resistant to advertising or whatever, compared to a lot of other social media sites that, in fact, that they actively rebel, I suppose, against advertising and promoted posts and that sort of thing, which is just, I don't really know. There's a lot of weird chaotic energy going on from Tumblr, which I'm not really sure how to interpret or internalize. But you know, as long as they're keeping themselves happy and, you know, not harming other people, which they've done their share dabbling in, I suppose. Who cares? And plus, from what I hear, Tumblr's actually pretty good now because all their very extreme, let's say, abrasive users have all buggered off to Twitter now, which is I don't know if that's better or worse, but if you're someone who uses Twitter a lot and find yourself doom scrolling through some of the most random trends, you know, sort of like, what's going on? But I'm not here to complain about social media. Why? Because I don't really engage in it all that often. my engagement in social media is incredibly one-sided. It's me just being like, oh, here's my thing, and then there's like, oh, people being like, oh, cool, and I'll be like, thank you, and then that's it. Don't browse anymore. Interact, not mediocrely, what's the word? Sparingly with other creators and that sort of thing, and just sort of like, I don't know, go about my business. Let those communities propagate and bloom how they want. I am part of it, but like a outsider watching it, you know, a lurker, as they say. Why? I don't know. I suppose like I suppose it's more comes from the fact I'm just like, what I say isn't very particularly important, you know. I don't know if that's like an undervaluation of what I'm saying, or perhaps a more realistic valuation of what people say. Because honestly, sometimes some people talk more than they should. I'm just gonna say it like that. I'm not gonna like name names or point fingers or anything. Could be me, could be you, but probably me. But you know, I'm also talking to myself for half an hour on Animal Crossing video. So if you think I'm talking too much, man, why are you watching this video? You should, I know, mute it. In which case, why would you watch this? But still, I don't really know how I'm going for this. It's a bit more antagonistic than I intended. I apologise for that. I think Tumblr is a cool place, to be honest. Like, I think I like about Tumblr a lot is how much aesthetic surrounded with sparkle emojis means, you know. People in Tumblr, they got certain aesthetics. They know what aesthetics they want for their blog or whatever, and they stick to it. Stick to their guns. This is like the most amount of flowers I've ever seen from this orange flower patch. That is incredible. So it's like, oh, you know, I want some sort of gothy aesthetic, but also maybe I'll cross it with some postmodernism punk. What even is that? I don't know, but there's probably a Tumblr blog about it with like mood boards and that sort of thing, all suiting that sort of style. Plus a lot of good artists on there, you know. Even after the exodus from Tumblr to Twitter, maybe they'll come back, I don't know. And plus, at least Tumblr's not Instagram, which Instagram like converts all your PNGs to JPEGs and, you know, shoots the quality of the images in the foot. Like, why even? Which is even more confusing now I think about it, because Instagram is based around the concept of showing photos. I guess it's like a smaller storage space, because I'd imagine storing things like images and videos are very storage costly, aren't they? Things like YouTube is why YouTube doesn't have many good competitors. It's because it's so expensive to host as many videos as YouTube does. Because it was like a year's worth of footage is uploaded to like YouTube every second or something. It's like, what? Most of it's probably just like random junk as well, like including this random Animal Crossing video seen by approximately 10 people. Not say it's a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm incredibly glad about YouTube have taken up the mantle, or Google, I suppose, have taken up the mantle to host these videos, and it gives me an outlet to create some random things like this and talk about absolute nonsense each and every day. And where would I be without that? Probably just doing the same thing, except for just, you know, not recorded. Maybe. Actually, to be honest, if I wasn't doing this video, I probably wouldn't be playing Animal Crossing every single day. I'd probably play it every single day for the first few months, and then I'd probably do it like once every 4 days, and then I'd probably do it like once a week by now, because only checking back in holiday events. Because, you know, replayability, a lot of it is baked into customization, which I do like to a certain extent. I had this conversation with Rach before. She was, I think it was in her video, wasn't it, of Camel. She was surprised I didn't do as much of a designing and customization. I was like, it's because, you know, I thought about it, but I'm pretty sure it's because I just like it when the medium I'm working with is, I suppose, fiddly to work with. Like the Animal Crossing one is, it feels like I'm more fighting the system of it rather than using it to create or express stuff. What should we put? Tulip? Can't put tulip here. Can't put tulip here. We could put tulip here. Well, I don't know. That's an interesting deep dive into some self-reflection. Well, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, you know. People should interface with things of how they want, just like Tumblr uses, you know, bring it back full circle. But yeah, no, Tumblr very much past its heyday now. We could put Lily here, yes. Excuse me. Got like, not hiccups, but like, bleh. You know, just bleh. Yeah, Tumblr very much past its heyday. I didn't use it all that much when I was younger. In fact, I basically used it when it was past its heyday. I don't know why. I was just like, oh, I'm going to avoid most of the community if possible. That's a joke that way, not like in a dismissive way. I'm sure lots of people are very fair, and you know, as I say, I attribute to ignorance instead of malice, that sort of thing. And I don't like to assume the worst about people before assuming the best, which is probably fairly realistic. What are you? I've never seen this dialogue before, but any time with my catch feels like forever, so it might only be in a few minutes. Anyway, I found that thing you're looking for. Fishing waders? What's a fishing wader? Over trousers? I think. Yeah, not in a dismissive way. Well, I didn't mean it in a dismissive way, but it probably came out as a dismissive way, you know. Intention is a different thing to actual execution in the end of, so it's a thing you need to be careful of. Just general life advice for you there. If you're ever wondering, hey, you know, give me some life advice, but make it related to that idiom, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And I was like, there you go. Sorry to intrude on your morning exercises, Isabel Nook. Well, afternoon, I suppose. It's like nearly 3 now, so it's not really morning anymore, which is fair enough. You can do exercises whenever you want, don't let me stop you. KK John Gara. Exactly as I said, KK Tango. I'll close out of this. Wait, I said KK Safari. And whatever. You know, Safari Tango are like the same thing. Actually, probably best not to get those two confused. Takes 2 to tango, but you need many more for a Safari. What does that even mean? I don't know. You ever just think about what you're saying and just go like, what? I do it all the time. And for some reason, there's been a high increase about ever since I started doing Animal Crossing videos. Funny that, isn't it? Let's put this stuff down. Then we'll try and figure out what we're doing. I guess we'll put the mush stuff down, and then, I don't know. Then it's a bit up in the air what we should be doing. Well, it's not really a should be doing. It's Animal Crossing, you can do whatever you want. Let the wind guide you, I suppose. Don't feel confined to a certain way. White mushrooms. Yeah. I don't know why only the red one has spots on it, but, you know, that's just how it be. A toadstool. Princess Toadstool, I know you're worried. Okay, so we're going to scatter these all about. I think the blue ones make the most sense, but I do like the idea of a night forest having like lots of different colours, you know? Blue ones, green ones, and some in between. So that's a reference to like one you're obviously not going to understand because it was a reference to like our primary school theatre production we did for the end of the year. It was about Snow White, and that was the song the king sang. Big ones and little ones and some in between. It was about a load of him finding like a suitor, I think. I can't really remember. We should really give you a bridge, Jakey. I guess it's kind of mean keeping you trapped here on this island the entire time. I think we can build a bridge along here, but there's no white bridge. That was the problem. That's what I was doing last time. I was like, I wanted to build a white bridge, but one didn't exist. Also, the bridges are 2 wide instead of 3 wide, which is just a nuisance, to be honest. Why can't we have customizable bridge widths? Wait, do we have no bridges on our island? We have no bridges on our island. That's actually incredible. I didn't realise this. Maybe there'll be more bridge customization later. As of now, it's kind of fine, to be honest. We don't need bridges. We can just hop over a river. There's a better fire workout or something. Yeah, let's put this stuff away. I guess we'll do a bit of fishing. There's not really much to do. To be H. But yeah, no. I feel like Tumblr itself is responsible for... I make it sound like I'm blaming it, not like I'm blaming it. It's, I should say it's more like a key part in producing is the wrong word, but like igniting the early internet era of well, I suppose early internet era full stop, isn't it? So a sort of like quirky #random personality. You know? You get me? I mean, if you haven't used it, Tumblr, and I guess maybe not. I shouldn't really speak like I'm an authority on the subject either. It's not like I've used Tumblr all that much. I've used it sparingly. My interfacing with it has been minimal at best. And at worst, I don't know, maximal. I don't really know where I was going with that joke. I don't know where I'm going with any jokes. You might say they're not even jokes, and I'm inclined to agree with you. Meaningless chatter to fill up air. Yeah, I guess I'll just do some fishing. I don't really know. You know what? What's a cool thing I really used to like on Tumblr? Ask blogs. Not really a thing anymore, as far as I can tell. Mainly because of the dwindling Tumblr user base, leaving people perhaps. Well, I don't know. Maybe fandoms are still going quite strong. We should definitely customize our tools before they break. I don't know. Maybe the fandom side of Tumblr is still going quite strong. I don't really know, to be honest. It's under my assumption it's slowly fading away, and thus it's taking the Ask blogs with it. Maybe we're on Twitter now. I don't know. But they were my favourite parts of used to using Tumblr for like whatever fandoms I was a part of, you know, Homestuck at the time, My Little Pony, other random ones I'm sure that I can't really think of, but those are the two major ones, definitely quite prominent on Tumblr, which is probably what helped contribute to that, the fact in itself. But yeah, if you don't know what Ask blogs are, basically just use your Tumblr blogs, except for on Tumblr. Actually, that's a separate point, but in Tumblr you could send in asks, like questions to the person who runs the blog. And then they can respond to it with like pictures, images, that sort of thing. And the Ask blog was basically someone role-playing as a character, maybe from media or some universe or a cast of characters about something, and responding to the questions in that sort of way. So like maybe one of them would be like a ask My Little Pony characters or whatever, and they'd be like, hey, Twilight Sparkle, what do you think about Shakespeare or whatever? And she'd be like, oh, it was an interesting read, blah 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 blah. And I think it really, some of it not so great friendship lessons or that sort of thing. I don't know. I'm not a writer, don't sue me. But something along those sort of lines, and they're very entertaining to read because I'd imagine probably a lot of people behind those sort of things that want aspiring artists, aspiring writers, that sort of thing. So maybe even a collaboration between the two, if that's how it came out to be. So you can sort of see people stretching their legs, I suppose, with a fandom and giving you more content for whatever media property that you're interested in. Of course, fan-created content in a much more engaging way, I suppose. Interactive, isn't it? Because you could submit your own asks and that sort of thing. Very much a sort of bygone era, so much for it. Sorry about that, little boys. What are we doing? Fishing, that's what we're doing. I don't even know what we're fishing for. What fish are we looking for? No, wait, we're meant to be fishing in a pond and river. Why am I fishing in the ocean? Anyway, what's that? I was talking about Tumblr. Oh yeah, there's the thing I wanted to say about Tumblr was the fact that it's actually kind of a little bit unique in the sense of social media, because it's like I don't know how to phrase this. I suppose it's like an aggregate site for a lot of different social media functions, because it can be used as like, for one, it's a blog, but it's a blog where you can post text, images, videos, audio, lots of other things probably, and you can receive asks and, you know, answer them and questions. That's the thing. It's sort of like a multimedia social network, which a lot of things aren't really so much the same as like Twitter. Like you can't really use it as a blog site as much because, you know, you've got a restrictive 240 character limit, which kind of hampers that, but you can still share like music, audio, videos, images, that sort of thing. Asks are a bit harder because there's no anonymous ask function, which a lot of people like to use, I'd imagine. So yeah, Tumblr was quite unique in that regard, as it sort of collated all these things together, which made it pretty good for ask blog purposes. I'm trying to think of some ask blogs I used to like when I used to go on it. I can't really remember a lot of them anymore, to be honest. There were some Homestuck ones. I remember a really popular Ask Gamzee, who is this Juggalo troll in the Homestuck series. I don't know, and that's a whole can of worms. But it was actually really well run. Like whoever drew it was pretty good at drawing and stuck to the character pretty well. You know, that's kind of what you want, isn't it, from these sort of things? Fan representations of a character, but with reasonable, not necessarily degree of accuracy, but plausibility, I suppose, is how to phrase it. Believability is perhaps a better way to do it. There's also this another one. I remember it was the Ask League of Legends Champions one. I can't remember who ran it. I think it was by someone called Chubbabang, who I don't know if they still make stuff or not. Or if they've, I don't know, they just disappeared of the face of the earth, that's something. They used to have a lot of stuff and they had a very distinctive style, I feel like. Very overloid, sort of shape faces and rather expressive characters. Sort of spaghetti arm style, I suppose. cartoony, perhaps a better way to sum it up without making it sound so rude. Much better artist than I am, of course. Hello, Lily. You got something here. Apparently, we're getting a lot of presents today from people. What have you got for us, Lily? Earbuds combo. Thank you. I don't know why I said it was so much like pizzazz, but that was a pretty good one. I don't remember many of her posts anymore, except for I remember there was one post asking a champion called Vane, who has an ability called Tumble, where she basically does like a mini sort of somersault on the ground. And it was like, oh, Vane, is it tiring tumbling all day? And then it's just a gif of, they just drew a gif of Vane surfing with like Tumblr. That's all there is to it, you know. It was not, I mean, I guess that was a punchline, but I didn't really deliver it in the best way possible, so I'm sorry. I sort of set you up there for no sort of final spike. So just like, ooh, a soft little lob over the net, if this was some weird volleyball analogy, which it is. Wow, imagine that. Anyway. I think it used to be some Mount of Penny ones. I mean, of course, there's that incredibly famous Mount of Penny one. I shouldn't say famous, it's more like notorious one. Which, got shut down because it was rather inappropriate. I'm not going to go into it here. You can go search it yourself if you really want to, but I wouldn't recommend it. Actually, there's a lot of really inappropriate ones now I think about it. If you don't know, Mount of Penny community, there's this very popular fan fiction. Well, I should say notorious again. It's not like popular. It's not like people are like, wow, I love this. It's not like, whoa. The sort of the juxtaposition of using such a bright and happy kids cartoon and such dark topic matter. There's one called Cupcakes, basically, where basically one of the main characters is Psycho, and she kind of like horrifically, don't know how to phrase this in a PG way, disassembles another one of her main characters in a Saw-like fashion, I suppose, which again, not notoriety, and then I remember there was an Ask blog with that character, this Psycho version of a character. I don't know, people on Tumblr, they love that edgy gothic horror stuff, which, you know, I can't blame them for, but I don't know, it was a weird juxtaposition. I'm surprised that it wasn't shut down. I suppose Tumblr was always fairly lax on rules of that sort of thing. Actually, maybe we don't even need to fish in a pond, because isn't it we can only catch goldfish after 4 PM? I feel like I have this memory, and it's 3 PM right now, so we're not even going to catch anything except for the same crayfish over and over and over again. Crawfish. 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 That's a Pokemon. You know that? Because Ash had it in his Generation 3 Pokemon series, whatever that was called. Battle Frontier? No, that's not right. Advanced Generation? Something like that. It's a Battle Frontier. Pokemon. Oh, someday I should do a video about the Pokemon themes. They're so good. I want to have a quick check in our storage to see which fish we actually need and which ones we don't need. Otherwise, we're sort of just fruitlessly trying to fish for stuff that we can't even catch. As we bring up the New Horizons wiki, which I haven't had to do for a while. Or the fish wiki, of course. We started to do the art one because Crazy Red doesn't visit. You don't visit town anymore. April. It is. April it is. Let's see, which ones have we got collecting in here? Pale chub, that is a river fish. Okay, we can do that one. River fish. We don't need crawfish, obviously. Goldfish, I'm pretty sure these are after 4 PM. Oh, goldfish is all day. It's just rare, I suppose. Oh no, it's actually before 4 PM. So we're actually right. Ah, quick, go. We've only got a whole hour left until 4 PM comes. Well, actually only 7 minutes left to catch goldfish. We're burning daylight here. Yeah, no. Can I think of any other Ask blogs? They're really hard to just like spring from memory. I feel like I had to see something when I remember them. There's Ask Gamer Luna. That was a My Little Pony blog. Actually, that was by the same creator who made a very controversial initial My Little Pony blog. That was a fun one to watch. It was one of the princesses, I suppose, the ongoing fan interpretation of her is that she was an incredibly nerdy person who loves to play video games. And it just, I remember like every time there was like E3 conferences and things like that, they'd draw like little comics of her reacting to the news and that sort of thing. What else was there? I don't know. Oh, hello Goldfish. There is this comic, ongoing online comic, which, well, I should say I read, kind of. Haven't been keeping up with it so much. Oh, that might be a pouch up. Called Bittersweet Candy Bowl. They have their own Tumblr blog, I remember, where you can ask character stuff. Have I seen it in ages? No, I haven't. Have I read it for a while? I haven't. There's probably been numerous updates as a Neon Tetra. That is not a Pale Chub. Actually, Pale Chub might be a size bigger than that now I think about it. There is, what other, I don't know. There's just mainly Homestuck ones that I can remember. Oh, you know, there was this one, which I don't know if it's still running. I should probably check on it. It was called Ask the 7 Deadly Sins, which is a really cool one. Where they like personified with 7 deadly sins or whatever. You know, wrath, gluttony, greed, envy, sloth, lust and pride, and they personified them as like these demons or whatever, and there was an ask blog about them and had like an ongoing arching storyline of that sort of thing. Like spoilers, envy basically went off a deep end and tried to kill gluttony or something. I don't know. I can't quite recall the details of when she had to get hard reset basically. It was very dramatic, as you might imagine, as I'm sure the lives of demons, representations of the sins of humanity, probably are. That was a good read. I don't know if it's still going on. I'd imagine by this point a lot of these Tumblr blogs are dying out. You know, the people that are growing up, they're getting older. They probably started them when they were in like their teens or whatever, and now they're in their 20s or whatever. And they can't afford to keep it going, but you move on. You know, you don't have to stay with the same projects forever. Time passes and goes, and you learn from experiences and enjoy them while they last, because things fade eventually. So enjoy them while they're still here. And again, getting weirdly not existential, but emotional, I suppose, over this sort of thing, which is just about Tumblr blogs if you really break it down. Tumblr blogs. Carp. Do we have a carp? Do we have a carp model? I don't see a carp model. So it might be possible we actually don't have a carp. I just didn't realise. What fish is that? That's one of the goldfish, probably. I don't understand why some of the fish are really big. Like, why is the sturgeon fish so tiny? Why didn't they make it a double-sized fish like the oarfish? It's huge. Anyway, what's I saying? I don't know. What else do I remember from Tumblr? Reblogging? That's not really, like, any different. That's just, like, what retweeting is now. Which actually surprised me. Instagram doesn't have a retweet function or anything of that ilk. That really surprised me. I don't know why it doesn't. It seems like, honestly, it kind of feels like something which should be like built in. I guess they have a share function maybe, like Facebook does. Maybe that's why they don't. But whatever. Who am I to criticize social media functions and their sites? Because it is not really my place. I'm not a designer of that sort of thing. I don't even know where that would come under. It's not like UI or UX. It's more like a functionality thing, isn't it? Anyway, what I'm saying is bring back Tumblr. Why? I don't know. Because it'll be like a joke. It'll be like Hella Bant's mate. I don't know what I'm saying. I suppose I'm just sort of looking at it through rose-tinted glasses because, you know, there's a lot of very aggressive, perhaps, people on Tumblr sometimes. I don't want to generalise the whole Tumblr community because that's one of my pet peeves is when people do sweeping generalisations about things, I suppose, and I don't want to be one of those people. Some parts of certain communities could be rather unpleasant, shall we say. But hopefully, you know, years have passed, they've probably grown up now, they've probably seen their error ways and regretting it. Or, well, I suppose that's my idealistic vision kicking in, being like, oh yeah, that's probably what happened, right? Let's put things this way, I don't know. I should probably do my best not to make enemies out of Tumblr, because honestly, I enjoy browsing through Tumblr. I just think, you know, golden rules in social media, that sort of thing, as long as you don't engage into it too deeply, like diving into the comments and that sort of thing, have a pleasant time, you know, take things at surface value, see pretty image, ooh, that's a pretty image, give that a like, give that a reblog if I really like it, that sort of thing. It doesn't need to get much deeper than that, well, for me, but I suppose that sort of depends on how much your mileage may vary, on how much social interaction you desire from that sort of thing, and for me, it's sort of, I guess, rather minimal, as the case may be. I don't really know. Sort of been eye-opening. We don't need a red snapper, I'm pretty sure we got one. I'm just trying to see, we got a tadpole. Okay, 2 goldfish, 2 tadpoles. We already have a guppy, we don't need this. Neon tetra, okay. We're slowly amassing them. We're going to put carps in because... No! Don't show it off. Who are you even... What? Don't place it, put it in storage. What am I doing? I've forgotten the controls. Okay, neon tetra. And both goldfish. And the tadpole. Everyone will sell everything else. I know what to do with this trash. I was meant to give it to Rachel at some point, wasn't it? Maybe I should send it to her in a letter. I know, that seems a bit strange. I'm sure I'll visit her island at some point. I can give her a load of trash. If she even needs it anymore, she probably is much more than me. She's probably been fishing up a storm of garbage items like that. Anyway, do I have a consensus about Tumblr? I don't really have like a neat way to wrap it all up, I suppose. I just miss a bygone era. Especially when that bygone era seems so rosy, I guess, in hindsight. Oh no, rose. Oh, I didn't put that away. Oh, whatever. We'll put it away tomorrow. Who cares? Rose-tinted glasses is such a strange saying, I suppose. I guess rosies. I don't know. It's complicated. Shall we leave it at that? But for now, I guess we'll round up this episode here about Tumblr. I guess I don't really know. You know what I think does date Tumblr a lot is the fact that it doesn't have an ER at the end. It just has an R. That's going to date it, definitely. But anyway, if you have been watching, thank you very much. This has been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, all greatly appreciated. Links down below. I hope we can see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, let's just line myself up here. Bye-bye for now.